again. I expect that you people are having nice time and you're preparing your studies in a well way. This must be a nice feeling when you're in class 8th and you're learning some technical terms, because up to 7th grade, not all the science they were having technical terms. Now, welcome to this class, and this is again a recommendation to you. Whatever you learn, just learn in a better way, because now you will learn technical terms from 8th class up to 12th class, and that is going to be really beneficial for you. Don't worry, they're not difficult. Okay, that was the tip of the day. Now let's start learning the third part of the chapter, microorganisms, and let's see what we are going to learn in this part. Let me share the screen first. Okay, so I know that you're able to see my screen and I have to put this on the slideshow. Okay, so I suppose you are, but I'm just confirming whether you're okay. That's visible to you. So as a revision, it's not a revision, I will say, as just a reminder what we have learned in the last part. That was about the vaccination, antibiotics, how come microorganisms are good for us. Let's see how they are bad for us too. So the topic that we are going to cover in this part are, we are going to learn about, all right? Okay, so we are going to cover bioremediation. It's a kind of benefit from the microorganism, and then we will be learning about harmful organism, how come they're bad for us, and how come they are causing diseases, not only in human. I'll give you a few examples of plants as well. So let's not waste the time and let's start the topic. First is bioremediation. You know what? Bioremediation, this is also known as biofortification. Remedy with the help of microorganisms. We are doing certain remedy with the help of microorganisms. So these are the natural biological action of the microorganism, which is actually helping us to remediate, to clear or clarify the polluted groundwater and contaminated soil. I don't know whether you have learned that topic or not, but you so sorry. I'm so sorry. You must have heard about sewage treatment plant. Into the sewage treatment plant, there are step by step. Bioremediation is not only used in sewage treatment plant. I'm just giving an example that into the sewage treatment plant, a particular sewage water is there and that is filtered and purified. Microorganisms are also used in it. That is a step by step process. First of all, there are big filters where water is getting filtered, because you can expect all kind of dirt and all kind of waste product into the water, even if it is some leftover shoes, clothes, or anything. So there are big filter to filter it. So the level of filter keeps on decreasing. First, there are a big one to separate the big one waste, and then there is a smaller filter with smaller sieves, you may say, and then it keep on decreasing, and accordingly, then ultimately water is getting filtered, and then that water is treated step by step. First, water is settled down for a while, and all the waste is going to settle down. That's taken out, and then water is sent to the next chamber. They're like sequence of chamber, I will say, into the second last, or you may say ultimately last, not the last, but almost second last chamber. Water is treated with microorganisms. Microorganisms. And actually, these microorganisms, they convert toxic material into the water into the non-toxic form. Non-toxic form. And also they disintegrate it. Even if it is having a large molecule, they will convert it into the smaller molecule. And this is the one that is easily going to be filtered or maybe settled down. So that's how water is purified. Yeah, it is chlorinated also, if you know. But my point is that this is what bioremediation, that we are many kind of bacteria, they're used in it. So many kind of microorganisms are there, which is actually used to detoxify something. Now you're getting my point. Bioremediation is not done only in the sewage treatment plant. That's done in many places, in labs, information of any kind of fertilizer or something. So wherever microorganisms are just eating up to the pathogen. So that thing is there. That's bioremediation. So that's what it's written. And you know what? If I say natural bioremediation, natural, that's the artificial one that I've explained you, that we are putting it in a. But in the picture, if you see fungi, plants, and bacteria, they're naturally doing the decomposition process. Into the nature, there are dead and decaying not microorganisms, dead and decaying material is there, and these not the plant, but I will say there's a leftover of the plant, but fungus and bacteria, microorganisms, they're eating upon to the waste. Like suppose water is plant is giving us at the organic waste. That is also a bioremediation. So you may say it's just getting rid of the unwanted material, either naturally or by artificial means. I know that you're very clear about the topic that I'm trying to explain here. So I will mention it because you're going to have notes also. Natural bioremediation. Okay. So now the next thing, as I was praising the microorganism in the last category, last part again and again, this is the time. Let's talk about how come they are bad for us, how they are being harmful to us. So harmful microorganisms, example is fungi, bacteria, protozoa, virus. Point is that I'm just calling it the same name, but point is that they're also causing the disease, right? When they're causing the disease, they are the harmful one. Now, just sit back and think about all the examples of the microorganism which cause the disease. Though I mentioned it in the last part also, they are harmful for us. They are causing the disease. They're causing the problem. Okay. So now I have a list of the diseases. Hold on for a second. Yeah, I have a list of the diseases that is caused by the microorganism. I suppose, okay, I have a table. I'll explain that later. A few examples I have told you already, but one point or 2 point I would like to mention first. First is means of spread of disease. If any disease is there, how it is going to spread. So there are many means. For example, air, water, food, and vector. Vector means the carrier of the disease. Let's have a little discussion because these are very easy topic what I feel according to you, but still we are going to have a little discussion on this. Let me just change the pen color. Black. Okay, so into the means of disease air. You must have heard about that these diseases are airborne disease. Somebody is standing in front of you talking to you, there are water droplets of cough or coughing. That's why these days people are wearing masks, and it's been a long time that we are suffering from a pandemic, but still we are very cautious that we have to take the mask or just wash it up while we come home after when you're going outside. So there are many airborne disease. One example I have told you already. Okay, so for example, cold, flu, chickenpox, COVID, mumps, measles, TB, tuberculosis, and polio. I mean, these are the diseases that like you're coming in contact with certain people, and with air, they are just transferring. Next is water. What if we are drinking water which is contaminated? It is having pathogens in it. You are just taking it. It might be having eggs of some pathogen. It might be having some reproductive stages which just enter in us. That's why we should take clean water. Anyways, example is cholera, cholera, typhoid, hepatitis, etc. Hepatitis. So these are also the waterborne disease, and in maximum of the disease that we are having, either with the help of water or with the food, they usually infect our digestive system because that's entering in digestive system. They usually cause diarrhea, some digestive problems, indigestion or something like that. In maximum cases, I see diarrhea and upset stomach. Okay, so the food one is the same, that the food what we are eating, it might also be having the pathogen in it. That's why I always tell all the students that you should not eat too much of the junk food, especially the street food. especially the street food, because you never know. They're like standing in open, the food is not even covered properly, and that's, I don't think is good. So they are the foodborne disease, and example is again that can happen with the help. I mean, these are the same example that can happen with the food also. Okay, so the vector is actually the carrier of the disease. This is like a pathogen is being present on something, and that something is infecting us. The very famous example, we mentioned it in the last class also, is malaria. I suppose we mentioned it. It's fine. Okay, so this is caused by Anopheles mosquito. Anopheles mosquito. So Anopheles mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito, that during the time when it is biting us into the saliva of them, Plasmodium, which belong to, acha, I mentioned it, Protista category, protozoa category. Plasmodium. That during the time they bite us, that Plasmodium enter into our body, and that creates the problem. This is vector-borne disease. Female FII, female Anopheles mosquito suck the blood, they feed on the blood. Now, what about the male one? Do you know the answer? Okay, I'll tell you later. Okay, so the next one is the dengue fever. That's also vector-borne disease. Chikungunya. Elephantiasis, when the overgrowth in elephant, not the arms I'm using, I mean the legs that happen to. So they just overgrown. Elephantiasis. These are all the vector-borne disease. Very harmful. So I was talking about malaria. Female Anopheles mosquito. It sucks the blood, but male, it used to feed upon the nectar of the plant and cell sap of the plant. I mean the sap, not the cells, sap of the plant. Their feed is different. And with this, we are done with the means of disease, spread of disease. Now, the next discussion that we have to make is how to have preventive measures about these diseases. See, if a question comes about preventive measures, then you will be say, ki in airborne disease, this preventive measure should be done. In waterborne disease, this preventive measure should be done. That's how we will be covering it up. So again, airborne disease. Acha, did I mention? I did not add the preventive measures. Okay, the heading actually, it should be the preventive measures. I thought I've made the changes. Preventive measures of the harmful organisms. Okay, so air, water, food, and vector. In all the individual category, what should be done? What should be done in airborne disease, waterborne, or foodborne and vectorborne? Into the airborne disease, first of all, you should wear mask. Always keep a little handkerchief with you. Stay away from the infected person. An infected person themselves also try to avoid, too much of the people or maintain a distance. So stay away from infected people. I mean, airborne something, I think you can just write a paragraph on it, can't you? That's we have been through. So from infected diseases, keep washing your hand, and then keep washing all the e-tables that you carry at your home. So all those things. And second, not the second one, the last point, obviously you will be talking about the vaccination. That vaccination should be given if infection happens. And now into the waterborne disease, you can say that you should drink clean water. You should not have not a clean water, because these days water quality is also getting hampered in many places. So yeah. Okay, so there should be proper disposal of the waste, because we know that if I am throwing any kind of waste, that might go into the water. So there should be proper disposal of the waste. In case of food also, you can say disposal of the waste should be there, clean food should be taken, and then you can also say in both of them that sanitary habits should be there. What else? And vaccination, obviously, you can just write medicines and vaccination. I mean, antibiotics, and because water and foodborne disease are usually because of the bacteria or something. In that case, antibiotics can also be taken. So vaccination and antibiotics can be taken. So this is about water and food. So I'm talking about the preventive measure in all these categories that can be there. Let me change the pen color. I'm bored with the black one now. It's pen color, not the pan color. Okay, so the next one is vector. Vector is the carrier. Usually mosquitoes are the carrier, and write everything that is done in the case of mosquito. So there should be mosquito repellent. Do not keep the stagnant water. What else? Think. Keep your surrounding clean. What else you can think of? Mosquito repellent. Insect killer can also be there, no? I mean, some spray kind of thing which is killing the mosquito. What do we say? Pesticide control can be done. It should be done. Actually, pesticide control is something I've had it at my place. Pesticide control, that's especially mosquito because of the place I'm sitting now. It has a lot of green belt and park and everything nearby. So there are a lot of mosquitoes at this place. So I've got this mosquito, but then they just come back in 2 days. But point is that it was just only for mosquito. We should have a complete pesticide that also we got later. Pesticide control is having strong chemicals. These days, these chemical used to come which are not having any pungent smell. Though they sometimes you don't even feel irritated, something like that. But then you should be away during the time it is done, at least for 2 to 3 hours. When it is being done, just stay outside and then you come out inside. But yeah, these are the points that you can mention. So we are done with preventive measures. So that should be done for harmful microorganisms. Let's talk about the next one. And I did not realize there's a video in it. Now you're able to see it if you want to take a screenshot or something. There was a video that I'm going to show you later after, not now, but let's talk about the diseases. I have added plant and animal disease which are caused by the microorganism, but let's take a look of the plant disease. Okay. So first of all, in this one, country name is written here. Give me a second. Why did I increase the video size? Hold on a second. That's taking space on my screen. Okay. So you don't have to remember this counting thing. Okay. Cutting it like badly, like you do in your exam. So the thing is, you should just remember field crop, oats and wheat can be suffered by bacterial streak and stripe rust. That's it. The name of the pathogen is written if you want to learn, but just remember it is caused by bacteria. That's it. But if you want to remember, I think you should. It's a good one. You can simply write Xanthomonas, Vaccinia, alpha. It is a root rot disease caused by Fusarium. Fruit, blueberry. It's Phomposis canker, Phomopsis. Sorry. Vegetable is carrot, potato, tomato, which is having black rot, bacterial soft rot, black heart, leek. These kind of disease, or cucumber mosaic in tomato, heat injury, tobacco mosaic. Tobacco mosaic is a virus. This one is a virus. This is a bacteria, this is a bacteria, this is a bacteria, this is a bacteria, this is a bacteria. So maximum bacterial disease and 1-2 viral disease are there. So you don't have to remember the name of the virus or bacteria. Just remember that this is caused by virus or bacteria. Or if you want to learn, you can go for the important one I'm telling you. This is important, this is important, this is important. This is important. The 4 are important if you want to learn. But yeah, that's it. These are the plant disease which are caused by microorganisms. And the next thing that I have to tell you is animal disease and their causative agents. So I have a table put up there. It is giving a really good detail. I am not sure whether you're able to see the right side area or not, but I will speak it, don't worry. So the first one is Bacillus dysentery. I will also mention the important one, Shigella. This is site of infection is intestine, and this is mode of infection is food and water. And in this, because wherever digestive problems are there, you will see abdominal pain, dehydration, blood and mucus in the stool that might there. Okay, bubonic plague, that's black death, that is Yersinia pestis. Actually, it affects the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are actually the part of immune system in our body. I mentioned about immune system in the last part, but they are the one. And the next red flea vector that caused by Xenophila Cheopsis, and here fever and swollen lymph nodes are there. First of all, let me mention the important one that you should remember. You should remember cholera, tetanus, typhoid, pneumonia, tuberculosis. These are important. Diphtheria, this is caused by Corynebacterium diphtheria. Here, site of infection is larynx, skin, nasal and genital passage, droplet infection. Here, because of it, fever, sore throat, hoarseness is there, guys, because all the points are written in front of you, and you might be getting bored while I'm just, speaking and just reading it up. So my point is that just remember the cholera, Vibrio cholerae, tetanus, Clostridium tetani, typhoid, Salmonella typhi, pneumonia, Streptococcus pneumoniae, tuberculosis, Mycobacterium. Only this much information for you now is much enough. If you want to learn the site of infection, you can just go, because in cholera, these are digestive problems, so intestine. Tetanus, spasm muscles. You know, just feeling the pain. Typhoid again, intestine. Here, pneumonia and tuberculosis are the respiratory disorder. Because in COVID also acute pneumonia happened. So lungs. See, into the brown sputum, because into the lungs it's mucus a lot of. So my point is that just remember the pathogen name. Mode of transmission and symptoms are written in front of you. If you want to learn, just go for it. This is another table that I've added up there. So into this, even before I speak, common cold, you should remember common cold, measles, viral hepatitis, chickenpox, polio, dengue fever. Did I did I mention all? Okay. No, ma'am, नहीं mention किया मैंने. So common cold is called by rhinoviruses. Measles is because of the rubella virus, and the viral hepatitis B virus. With the viral hepatitis is also not very much important. Chickenpox is by varicella zoster virus. It's polio virus. It's RNA virus. Dengue fever is by a virus which is DENV1 for virus. It is a vector-borne disease. Aedes mosquito is there, which will be carrying it up on it. So during the time they bite us, then viral infection happens. And guys, remember one thing: in maximum viral infection, liver is infected. And because of the liver, there are digestive problems. You're not able to digest oil, and you're not able to, it's. And one more thing: whenever there is liver infection, skin problems are also there, because liver is the one where excretory waste is found, the nitrogenous waste. So you might feel irritation, allergy on your skin because of the liver infection. So yeah, dengue fever, and yeah, that's it. The rest point, you can just remember the site of infection. The table is in front of you. Because if I speak, it'll be like a too much detail, which is right now not required. But all these disease you have that in your syllabus in 9th class, and if I'm there, I'm surely going to teach you all that in detail. But my point is that all information is in front of you. If you have any doubt into the terminology or something, you know what you have to do, where you have to post your question. So with this, we are done with disease caused due to microorganism in human. And there was a table. And with this, I suppose we are done with all the discussion. We are just left with the last part in this chapter. Probably we will be talking about nitrogen fixation and the food preservation. But yeah, I suppose everything is clear to you. And now I wanted to show you the video. Actually, that video is on the basis of the video is actually having this disease information only. So I'm gonna just click on the new share and show you. Where is this one? Huh? Okay, let me just put it on the maximized screen and play it, because anyhow I don't have to write anything on the screen. Full screen is unavailable. Why? It's okay. I'll just increase the size, don't worry. So actually in this video na, ज़्यादा बड़ा हो गया. Let me just decrease the size. Is it fine? है ना? It's okay. Video I am getting lagging with what video is speaking. I'll play it again. It is much better now. Let me just play it again now. So basically in this video, they are not saying anything. They are just explaining all the bacterial disease. If you look at the picture now, they have mentioned that these are different kind of microorganisms, and these are the disease that they are causing. So the first one that you see, I mean, the first that they are mentioning is microorganism here. So Tuberculosis, typhoid, cholera, they all are the bacterial disease. Just remember the name. Even if for now you don't want to remember the pathogen name, just remember it's caused by bacteria. And yeah, then they are explaining tuberculosis by air. To prevent the spread of tuberculosis, the person suffering from it should be kept in isolation. And the person might be talking about some medicine, water, dehydration might happen, so vaccination should be done. I don't have to speak anything. I have put this video on mute because all the written content is there. So typhoid and cholera is due to the water. We actually have a discussion on this now. So the viral diseases are measles, chickenpox, polio, and hepatitis A. This is measles, chickenpox. They're caused due to air, polio, and hepatitis. Chickenpox and polio is due to contact, and water. Hepatitis A due to water. I mean, I don't have to speak anything because the video is so self-explanatory. Very simple video and very simple video. And very simple video. Protozoan malaria. Yeah, so I don't have to discuss this. Thank you. We are now on this. So PowerPoint slideshow here. So with this, actually, we are done with all the disease in animals and in plant. I showed you the list. I repeat myself. You just remember, even not the microorganism name, but at least you should remember that this disease is caused by bacteria, virus, fungi, or protozoa. Okay. I suppose that's clear to you. This is where students can ask the doubts. So if any doubt is striking up your mind, guys, you know what you have to do. Just put it on your forum discussion board. How to avoid spreading of microorganisms. I don't have to speak anything. What is food poisoning and what does it affect? Obviously, when you're taking food, which is a street food, it might be having some pathogen growing on it that might infect your stomach. That can cause a problem. You can have, what I feel, 90% of the people or 100% of the people must have experienced problems, stomach problem due to the junk food or the street food or any kind of food infection, because that's very common. Everyone might have it. My point is try to have clear food, clean food. Which among the following pathogen cause cholera? Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio cholerae. I have told you this. I have told you the shape of Vibrio cholerae also. So yeah. So with this, guys, we are done with the part. My point is that we are done with the discussion on different type of microorganisms and how come they're good for us, how come they're bad for us, and if they're causing the disease, what we can do in regard to that. In the next part, I'm going to teach you just the last few things about the chapter. We'll be talking about. I'll see you. I'll tell you that in that part only. Till now, ciao. Till then, bye.